60 handicap over the 1800 metres, Paul. We're going to kick off with Golf of Saros, who's been unlucky last start. He's never on the track. Strong rider in Paul Hemblin rides for Trevor Miller.
Yeah, he was a bit unlucky last week. Unfortunately, 7 starts on good ground, yet to place. All of his form is on the wet, so I'll go around him today.
Relucent is the 2. Emily Lang claims 3 for Adam and Dallas Simpson.
Coming back from a 3100 metre race at Grafton, so that's always a bit tricky when you're back to 1800. He's hard to back with confidence.
John Smurden has the 3 in Fantastic, and Bailey Wheeler is in great form, takes off 1.5.
He is, and this horse is a last start winner. And if you roll through this field, he's the only last start winner in the field. So it's not the strongest benchmark 60, and he's at least the horse coming here in form.
Malula Bar, great part of Queensland, is the 5. CJ Graham for Paul Jenkins.
My favourite place to stay if I come up here for a long weekend.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Outstanding. Drawn the fence. CJ Graham will take 1.5 kilos off. She's riding well. And last start behind Blazing Boots. Made an early run and just ran out of gas. But prior to that was very impressive winning his maiden here. We've already had a winner come through that today, Kian. So nice form line.
She is riding well too, CJ. 6 is beforehand. Jackson Morris doing the riding for Christopher Zintillis.
You'd have to take this horse on trust. He looks well, but he was safely held there at his first Queensland start.
Tuki 12 was good out to the 1800 second up. Justin Huxtable, you've got to be so respectful of this combo now, don't we? Gillian Heinrich and Renita Beaton.
Well, they teamed up with this jockey to win the previous, and Tuki 12's a horse I know you've always quite fancied, and he often looks as though he's carrying some condition, and he does again today, but that's just him. If he's going to do something, it'll be now third up.
Elvina's the 8. Ryan Wiggins for Rui Severino.
She's my roughie. 2 runs here. She hasn't had much go right, so I'm just hoping there's something there when things do go right. That's the gamble.
Okay, Lauren Abbott has the 10. Exolay, Georgina Cartwright.
2 runs back from a spell. Last up behind She's a Firecracker. That form seems to keep holding up. Before that, she was trained by Chris Lee, so only the 3rd run for the new stable today. And third up stats are very good.
Melanin's the 11. He's the Class 1 horse. James Ormond for Annabelle Neesham.
Only lightly raced, was a winner first up at Musselbrook, and then went to Kembla, Class 1. Strong field, got to the worst part of the track. Be forgiving for that run, and he looks great in the yard.
Ira Dessa's the 14. Michael Hellier for Kerry Taplin.
Yeah, can only improve on what we saw here first up behind She's a Firecracker, and as I said, that form is holding up really well.
Talk Like a Star is the 15. She's doing her walk that I think it's a signature walk, isn't it? Taylor Marshall for Stuart Kendrick.
Definitely is a signature walk. Hopefully we get a good shot of it because it is so unusual.
Like a catwalk
but she
walk.
does it every single time. She dead set thinks she's a catwalk model. She hasn't been racing up to her pre-race parade, though, this preparation, but she's there in the coat today, and I know you've got her on top, Kian. You think she's a Sunshine Coast horse, and she might just show her best today.
Jane, his wife, has been racing well, the 16. Mark Duplessis for Paul Jenkins.
Has been racing well. Won 4 back to break her maiden here, and she wasn't too far behind Ivanov last start, only beaten a length. She's just going to need some luck.
We then look to the 17 Sokudo. We've got Luke Tarrant aboard for Les Kelly.
Yeah, last start behind She's a Firecracker again. Plenty of them coming through that form. It's been 2 years since he's won a race, though.
And we round out with the 18. She looks fabulous in the yard. This is Willnotquit. Sammy Collett for Kerry Taplin.
Yeah, 2 runs back have obviously brought her right on today, and she was backed at a price, so maybe the market's onto something there. Welcome back live to the Sunshine Coast. We've got a big field heading behind the gates for race number 8, a benchmark 60 over the 1800 metres. There might be a bit of farrier work going on with number 17, Sokudo, Kian. But first of all, what did you make out of the yard of these horses?
I thought Tuki 12 looked well. He always presents well. As we said, he always presents that little bit big, but that's just him. Talk Like a Star, another great parade. I was just saying, she's just been that touch underwhelming this preparation. I'm not sure what it is. You've got to be respectful of the stable. She had a fantastic prep last time in, and the form was there to back it up as well when she was able to win too. This is her pet trip. So I guess in a field of this where you can go many different ways and many different form lines, and you're looking for the fit horse as well, I thought I'd have a throw at the stumps with her again. But it is the 17, you're right, in Sokudo, who's having that farrier work done. Quite fitting to be the last race, isn't it? Always a delay in the last.
Well, you want to hear the funny story?
What? I love a funny story.
Our Irishman, the farrier, who's just come back from his overseas trip, who we were chatting to earlier.
Yes.
After race 6.
What's his name?
He's coming, our Irish farrier, O'Keefe.
I just call him Farrier.
He's O'Keefe.
That's his back name.
It's his surname. Mr. O'Keefe, I call him. Mr. O'Keefe. He came and grabbed me after race 6.
Right.
Should I try an Irish accent?
Oh.
No?
Oh.
No, it's not worth it, is it?
Anyway. You like your pride?
I don't have much. In an Irish accent, he said, Paul, can you go inside the committee room, please, grab the club doctor,
Yes.
I've put a nail through my finger.
Through his finger?
A nail through his finger, right? So I've
dear.
gone and grabbed the club doctor. Club doctor's come out, stitched him up or wrapped him up, fixed him up.
Yeah.
And he said to me, Paul, as long as there's no incidents in this last race, I can't wait. I can't wait to get home. So what's happened? He's at work on number 17. Like Dad said, he can have 3 meetings and never do one shoeing. And the one race he's got a busted up finger, he's there hard at work.
What else?
Unbelievable.
He has
Murphy's Law.
He's just been on a plane for 14 hours with a 2 and 4-year-old child. He's just not having the best day, is he?
It's a bit like us on the punt. Not having the best day.
Well, let's try and jag something in the last.
That's the idea. I'll give you my late mail now that I've given you my Irish yarn. 8, 11, 7 and 3. Lukey's balancing a whip. Yep, it's all happening here at the sunny coast. Where else would you rather be? 8, 11, 7 and 3 for me. 8 Elvina. Now, my roughie yarn, it was $21 this morning, now $10. So there's been a good push for the 8 Elvina. Let's hope the market gets that one right. Number 11, the Melanin. The favourite has been a bit easy. 380 out to 5 for Annabelle Neesham. 7 Tuki 12, the horse you liked out of the yard. I've got it in my numbers. It has been 10 into 8 for the all-conquering Heinrich and Beaten yard. And number 3, Fantastic, rounds me out. Johnny Smurden's galloper in the lucky last. 8, 11, 7 and 3 for me. Your numbers are up on screen at the moment. They're 15, 8, 1 and 16. So if you want a big fat multi to round out your day, maybe take Kian's top 4 numbers there because it would pay a mozza if it happened to roll in. My numbers 8, 11, 7 and 3.
Yeah, I've touched on Talk Like a Star. Elvina, had it in my numbers last start as well. It was just on the worst part of the track. This horse is a winner of 5. I think it's really well in at the weight scale on 58 kilos. Gets a strong rider like Ryan Wiggins on it. The one in Gulf of Saros was very unlucky last start, and then I had the 16 in Jane, his wife. You know what we've got to do if Renita Beaton and Gillian Heinrich? We need to amalgamate their names, because when Rob Heathcote was with Chris Anderson, we would simply say Andy Cote. So we need to do some thinking there.
Heinrich and Beaton.
They are flying.
All right.
What do you think? Any ideas? Let us know.
Beat Rick it is.
Beat Rick. It's not bad.
Well, it's better than Heinton.
How good's Andy Cote? That was fantastic.
Andy Cote was outstanding. But at this stage, we're going to have to go with Beat Rick, the Beat Rick camp. All right, they're loading up well here for the lucky last. Sorry you've had to endure Kian and I chatting away, but that's what happens when they're running a couple of minutes late. It looks as though the 17 has been all fixed up, and we will head upstairs to Jared Wessel to call them home in the last. He's done a terrific job here so far today.
Off late support for Malulabar, 8 to 650. Tuki 12's 10 into $8. Jane, his wife, late 13 into 9 as well. Good betting race to finish. Waiting for these final 2. There might be an issue, is there, with one in a middle gate. See attendance moving in there, and these other 2 haven't loaded away yet, Elvina and Willnotquit. So we'll try and see if one is being backed out. Now Willnotquit comes forward, so Elvina will now come up and complete the line. Melanin, the final favourite, just back in a roll late to 480. Up goes Elvina. The light blinks. We're ready for the last. 1800, gates open, they're off and racing. From the inside, showing speed was Malulabar, is going to roll forward with Relucent out wider. Willnotquit and Melanin looking to offset the slightly awkward draw, is going to push forward as well. Then came Jane, his wife. Over on the inside there was Fantastic, being passed by Iridessa. Elvina there in that clump of runners around midfield as well. They were followed further back by Beforehand. Passed by Talk Like a Star, the rail end, Gulf of Saros. 3/4 then to Tuki 12, who's third last. Behind it then was Exolay and Sokudo's last of all. Relucent runs them along, less than 1,200 left to go, out by 4 lengths now to Melanin, who's in second spot, the favourite. Third, the inside Malulabar. 3 further back then to Willnotquit around Fantastic, and out deeper Iridessa. A length and a half away then Elvina in the second half of the field with Talk Like a Star. A length Beforehand, who's out a little bit wide. Then came Jane, his wife, from Tuki 12. Gulf of Saros shuffled back a fraction there, and towards the end Sokudo Sokudo, and whipping them in Exolay to the side of the course. 7:50 to go, and Relucent wants it over. Clear by 5 lengths now to Malulabar, who is chasing in second. A length then to Melanin, who's back to third, followed by Fantastic. Willnotquit. Stoked up deeper was Iridessa, then Talk Like a Star, Elvina. Tuki 12 trying to work into the clear, and they were followed by Jane, his wife, beforehand, and then Sokudo, Gulf of Saros, and last of all was Exolay, but Relucent's got them stretching in the straight. 3:50 to go, still 2 lengths clear. Malulabar's running on. Sokudo makes ground. Wider out Melanin with Fantastic. Talk Like a Star and Willnotquit right down the outside. It's still Relucent. 1:50 to go. 2 lengths Sokudo, and then came behind them Fantastic. Wider out Willnotquit. Talk Like a Star. Relucent in front, getting weary. Sokudo's going to drive at it late. They reach the line. Or tight goes Sokudo the outside. Maybe just Sokudo from Relucent, who was tremendously game. Photo third, Tuki 12 getting home from the back in company with Willnotquit, and then Talk Like a Star, Malulabar, Gulf of Saros, followed further back, next over the line then by Exolay, Fantastic, and then came Iridessa, Jane, his wife, beforehand, Elvina, and Melanin, the favourite, has stopped and finished last.
It definitely doesn't top the Tilly's finish last night, Paul, but that was some brave run from Relucent. However, no numbers in the frame as yet, but on our semaphore board, we've got 17.27. Let's have a look at that lowdown. Yeah, Sokudo gets it, finishing best there for Luke Tarrant and Les Kelly. Wow, what a brave run by your second horse there. I've got 17.2 and 7 in the frame. Who's grabbed fourth?
We'll wait for that number, Kian. I would say 18 by the sound of things. Willnotquit. 18 will grab fourth. And, well, you know, so part of that victory can go down to Mr. O'Keefe, our farrier, because 17 Sokudo was the horse he had to work on with his busted finger and all to re-shoe him. And obviously it's been a great shoe. He put a pair of Nikes on because he's dead set blitzed them late. Sokudo come from a mile back, cut the corner, weave through the ruck. Lukey Tarrant, he was spinning the whip around on one hand and he's got the winning ride. So if you're watching Sky Thoroughbred Central and following the cues, you may have jagged a $32 winner. 17
She's a firecracker form.
Another winner out of that race. Another one out of the She's a Firecracker. 17, 2, 7 and 18. 17, 2, 7 and 18. 151.96. We're not trusting that semaphore board with the times today. They're saying the last 600 was 38 something. So who knows? It's been a bit wonky all day, that semaphore board, as far as times go. Short half head by 1 3/4. We know that's right. And the winning numbers, we know they're right. 17, 2, 7 and 18. All right, Kian. Lovely working with you again today. That rounds us out from a tough day on the punt here at the sunny coast. You and I will be back together again at Gatton on Tuesday. But on the back of this, we've got Form Line Extra covering the racing tomorrow.